We're now going up to Edinburgh East with the SNP spokesperson, Tommy Shepherd. Tommy Shepherd.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Two procedural points to start. By our calculation, we are overdue a third-party opposition day. Now, as St Andrew's Day approaches, can the leader tell us when we might get it? Secondly, we are increasingly concerned not only at the lateness of the advanced sight of the Chancellor's statements, but at the level of redaction therein, especially as we know that media outlets are being provided with full unredacted copies before they are delivered in the chamber. This is not good practice. Can the leader stop it? Mr. Speaker, I want to ask for a debate on the Shared Prosperity Fund. We are exactly 7 weeks from the end of the transition period, and yet we have no idea whether and how this fund will work. And I would like a government assurance not only that Scotland's funding will be maintained, but that decisions will be fully devolved and match the way EU structural funds are currently managed. After all, how hard can it be? Uncertainty over Brexit, of which this is one glaring example, is partly why Scottish public opinion is turning to independence. Now, you know I like to keep the House informed in these matters, Mr. Speaker. Again, this week, we have another opinion poll showing an 8% lead for independence. And this is the 12th poll in a row to show a majority support for yes. These developments have prompted former Prime Minister Major to call for not one, but 2 referendums on independence. Sadly, though, the current Scottish Secretary just burrows further into his bunker. He declared this week that Scotland should not be able to consider this matter again for another 40 years. At least Donald Trump waited until after the election before denying the result. It seems the Scottish Secretary has gone one better. He is denying the result of the election even before it takes place. And I agree with Joe Biden when he says that it is not for one politician or another to decide the outcome, but for the people themselves. So can we have a debate on whether the government will respect the outcome of next May's election in Scotland? For if it will not, what is the point of having one?
Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, the honourable gentleman perhaps doesn't see the irony of what he has just said. There was an election in 2014, and I'm afraid it is the honourable gentleman who is the Trump of Scotland because he is denying that result. He's trying to pretend it didn't happen. He's trying to say that the people of Scotland, in their wisdom, didn't vote to remain in the United Kingdom. May I beg to remind him that the people of Scotland voted to remain. And at that time, the SNP leadership said it was generational. And that is why my right honourable friend, the Scottish Secretary, is right to say that it must be for a generation. It mustn't be that the honourable gentleman can say he doesn't like the result and therefore he's going to sulk and in a state of high dudgeon complain and moan and object because the people of Scotland have spoken. And in their wisdom, they wanted to remain with the United Kingdom. And is that any surprise when £8.2 billion of UK taxpayers' money has gone to the benefit of the people of Scotland? 779,500 jobs have been saved by the furlough scheme or supported by the furlough scheme. £806 million has been paid out to help 157,000 people in the self-employed scheme. This is the success of the United Kingdom. And the honourable gentleman says he gets redacted statements. Well, the good news will be boasted about later, such as this £8.2 billion and this 779,500 jobs, but it is routine for Chancellor's statements to have market-sensitive information not provided at the time. That's an obvious thing to do. As regards an opposition day, opposition days are provided. I'm well aware of the standing orders requirements, and the Shared Prosperity Fund, Scotland shares in the prosperity of the United Kingdom.
We will make America great again.